Welcome to Girona in Spain. This is game day 7 as Girona take on Avenida here in EuroLeague Women's. Welcome to El Clasico. We are just about halfway through the regular season here in EuroLeague Women, and I would love to be sitting here saying the groups are taking shape nicely. But to be honest, you can't really say that because this year's competition has been so competitive. Here is Group B. We have two teams sitting top with 5 and 2 in Sopron and Schio. Avenida could move top. We have Mersin and Girona both on 3-3 records. No team sits in this group without a win so far. And we are halfway through the season. An exciting season to say the least. So competitive as we look on to the coaching staff and the players as they get ready for what should be a very, very interesting game here. Without a shadow of a doubt, Avenida will enter the game as favourites. One of the hot hands in this season's competition so far. Only losing one game, but it will be a challenge tonight as Coach Hernandez is making those vital notes on his coach's board. A big challenge for him and his team though, as Girona are always a team that play exceptionally well on their home floor. Much more stability, consistency when they're here. And in fact, we have some recent history between these two teams. They met just 2 weeks ago in the Spanish domestic league. Girona coming away with a 4-point win on this floor, 76-72 in that game. So that maybe suggests that this might be a little bit closer than the Group B table suggests. Should be a good game ahead of us though. Both teams now heading back to their benches for player introductions. Avenida will be first to be introduced, and an interesting season for them. They made big changes in the summer. To be honest, many weren't sure whether the changes would pay off or not, and you have to put your hands up and say, for Coach Hernandez, they certainly haven't taken a step backwards this season, but a win tonight would really show what they're made of and would push them top of Group B going into the New Year's break with a 6-1 record. Remember, Avenida, they are regulars in the Final Four. Last season they lost in the semi-finals to Sopron. They'll want to go one step further. They did beat Girona though in the quarter-finals of the playoffs last year. However, that did go to a 3-game series. Girona pushing them all the way as they fought for a spot at that illustrious Final Fours in Istanbul last year. Crowd starting to take their seats here, and they'll play their part in today's game as they do in every game that Girona play, as we see the Avenida team introduced to the crowd. Plenty of familiar faces, but some new ones as well who have come in and done a phenomenal job. Avenida players locked in, ready to go as we now look across to the Girona players. They'll be introduced to the crowd, and they've had a mixed season again. And that mixed season seems to be the trademark for them, capable of beating any team in Europe. But can they do it on every night? Probably not, and that's the problem. At home, they've been far more consistent. So their overall record is 3-3, but at home, it's a 2-1 record. They sit 5th in the group at the moment. Remember, top 4 move through to the quarterfinals of the playoffs. Still half the season to go though, so no alarm bells ringing, but how they'd love to get a win tonight, how they'd love to be in that top 4 positions going into the Christmas and New Year break here in EuroLeague Women. Coach Canute ready to go. He'll go to the halfway, shake hands with his fellow coach at the other end of the floor. Avenida in their huddle, final words in that team, and the players will now go and shake hands. Big game ahead of them. I don't think this is going to be as straightforward as maybe the form book would suggest, and Coach Hernandez will know that. He'll know his team will have to put a shift in. He'll want them to get a good start early today. I thought Coach Canute, he knows he has talent in his roster. It's just about consistency now. He just needs to get those stars together and get consistent performances for them. One of the problems they've had really has been a lack of a superstar taking charge in the business end, the clutch end of the game. They've lent on each other as a team. There's no one kind of stepping up and being the leader in that team, which is great for most of the game, but sometimes the game just needs grabbing by the scruff of the neck. And they don't necessarily have the personality in that roster at the moment to do that. I say that with a caveat because there are plenty of veteran players, superstars on that Girona roster who certainly have the ability and experience to take that role. They're yet to do it week in, week out for Girona. A little over 4 minutes to the start of this game. One game in EuroLeague Women already taken place tonight, and Fenerbahce dispatching Bourges with ease. A 19-point win for them in Istanbul. 2 games yesterday as well, with Valencia closing out a tough game against Olympiacos. They won that 65-59 on the road, and Sopron coming away with a 19-point win over Skio on their home floor as well. Alongside that Fenerbahce game, 3 other games along tonight. Here are our officials for today: Amel Dara, Alfred Jovovic and Andrada Chenda from France, Croatia, Romania, respectively. And now this is the difficult time. The coaches have done a lot of what they can do in preparation. They've got their teams ready to go, but will their teams execute now? Which players will step up? Which unexpected situations will arise throughout the game? You never really know. That's the joys of basketball. Here are the starting 5s for Avenida: Cazorla, Dominguez, Jovendric, new signing Onyenwere, and Fazula is the starting 5. A ton of talent, and Onyenwere, an interesting addition to this Avenida team, recently signing, having previously played for Girona as well, as has Razingarova, who's going to start on the bench. And let's be honest, Coach Hernandez has coached Girona as well, so plenty of familiar faces back here in Girona for Avenida, as Coach Hernandez will head into the huddle for final instructions to his starting 5. Here's the Girona starting 5 now: Cornelius, Gardner, Achari, Arojo and Tolo. Consistent 5 for them. Plenty of players having been in Girona for several seasons, and that is one of the benefits they have. They connect well as a team. They know each other, they trust each other as a team, and that is important. However, Girona have struggled offensively. They have the 14th worst offense in EuroLeague Women, averaging under 63 points a game. Avenida averaging almost 78, and that's what it's going to come down to for me. If Girona can make this a low-scoring game, if they can slow down the blue wall that is the Avenida offense, then potentially they can come away with the win. But they'll want to keep it below 70 points realistically for Girona. They don't want to see this to be a run-and-gun, high-scoring game. That wouldn't suit them. Want it to be much more tactical, much more half-court driven, and I'm sure that is exactly what Coach Canute is talking about now. Just a note before the start of today's game, we are going to have a moment's silence for the passing of Encarna Hernandez. She passed away on Monday, and the word legend is bandied around way too often, but I don't think there's any other word than legend that you could assign to Encarna Hernandez. She was the nickname the girl with the hook. She passed away on Monday, aged 105 years old. And wow, the history that she has around basketball is unreal. Played for Barcelona from 44 to 52, a player, a coach, a referee. Just an absolute legend of the game, and we see some superstars sitting courtside. They've come to watch the game, they've come to be entertained, as you are. And as I was saying, Encarna Hernandez, really just a pioneer of women's sports. And we will have a moment's silence before our tip-off here today, just to respect the legacy that she will leave behind, the history that she will leave behind. She will certainly be missed, and her legacy will live forever. And I'm sure she would have loved to have been courtside watching this one here today. She stayed around basketball her entire life, and she would have loved to have seen this. This is what she fought hard for. This is what she pioneered for. Seeing some of the world's greatest female athletes going toe-to-toe in the sport that she loved, that we love. And yeah, if there's ever a way to show our appreciation, it's to have a great game of basketball. A moving tribute for a wonderful woman, Encarna Hernandez, passing away on Monday, aged 105. One of the icons, not just Spanish basketball, not just women's basketball, but world basketball. Her legacy will be with us for a long, long time. As the players get ready for the opening tip in what should be a very hotly contested game here between two very, very good teams. And we're underway. Game day 7 here, Group B of the EuroLeague Women regular season. We're almost at the halfway stage of the regular season. And we have Girona facing off against Avenida. Two of the big guns going toe-to-toe, and what a start. That's a way to get the game underway. And that is a way to announce yourself to EuroLeague Women as well. Hernandez straight in with the score. Out at the races. Doesn't get the score this time. Fazula grabs the rebound and draws the foul. There's a tough move from Hernandez. As always, Fazula following things up. Crashing the boards hard. Mariela Fazula having another good season. Averaging a little over 12 points and just under 4 rebounds a game. It's the second. 5-0 start for Avenida, and that's exactly what Coach Hernandez will have wanted. It's exactly what Coach Canute would have not wanted, but that will be a bright start. That's going to certainly help things as we see Rebecca Gardner go easily to the basket for the score, and Gardner is one of those players that I was alluding to in the pre-game. Has the experience, has the talent, but just needs to at times just take the team on her shoulders, be a little bit egotistical, maybe arrogant, and just a bit selfish. Take the game on when her team needed to. Dominguez, nice pass round the corner. Hernandez, easy score for her. And a quick 5 points for the new signing. Such a difficult matchup though, Michaela Hernandez. It's the reason why she was voted Rookie of the Year a couple of seasons ago in the WNBA. Gardner, lovely pass. Little short range is good. Pachari with the score. Three-point lead for Avenida. Bright start by both teams, to be fair. Dakic. Good with that move through the paint. Araujo now looking to muscle away against Dominguez. Oh, that is beautiful vision on the interior pass. Wonderful vision from Araujo. Dominguez now hands it off. Hernandez will come back to her. Dominguez just asking for the post. Comes through the middle, loses the handle. Good defense by Cornelius. Araujo skips through, reverse layup and one. Laya Araujo come to play. Goes strong early on. Only one thing on her mind there is Fazula just gave her the lane, and the help was just too slow. Araujo ends up on the floor. Her teammates show their appreciation from the bench. It's the bonus. Just like that, Girona open up a 2-point lead now. Stolen away again. Araujo to Gardner. She'll go strong. Misses the layup. That's some of the mistakes that Girona have made this season. It's cost them. Dominguez cuts the baseline. Reverse layup is good. Won't show Sylvia Dominguez that kind of space. She just needs millimeters to get to the basket, let alone meters. Gardner now uses the screen at the top. Can't find the space though. Cornelius throws it back to Gardner. Shot clock to 5. Gardner trying to skip through. Double team just surrounds her. It's a tough looking shot from Jabandakic. In fact, the foul's going to be called on her as Cornelius is knocked to the floor. Let's have a look. Who's the foul on? In fact, it's on Fazula. Just walking through the back of Laura Cornelius. Girona will make the change as Shea Murphy comes in. From big. Not maybe played to the potential we would have expected. Averaging just under 8 points and 3.5 rebounds a game. She comes in and does a shift. She provides cover, that's for sure. And the tempo and the tenacity doesn't drop when she comes off the bench. Gardner spills it again. Steals it back though. That is hustle from Gardner. Hands it off and the easy 2. Murphy with the score straight off the bench, and Girona looking lively offensively right now. It's all off the back of being a little bit more hustle. And there's another play from Gardner, second steal in a row, and she's out of the races. Easy score, and that forces Coach Hernandez into a timeout. Under 4.5 minutes played, and Roberto Hernandez is not happy with what he's seeing from his team. Girona running all over them right now. They lead by 4. Let's jump into the huddles, see what the coaches have to say.
We have to understand the game. They made 30 points because our turnovers and bad balance. When they play 5-on-5, you are okay. Entonces, when we play the set offense, let's keep playing with more discipline. ¿Vale? ¿Vale? Vamos a jugar un 3 ahora. Y miramos si es zona. Y they play zone. Spots. ¿Vale? Entra Andrea por Silvia. Andrea now Gardner. And you get now... No.
Está Irati.
Vale, con ella. Bien. Escuchar. Care the ball. Cuidar el balón. Care the ball. Vale. Y we need to finish with the ball screen.
Vamos, hostia.
Vale. Turnovers and balance. Stop the ball. Tenemos una falta. You the foul.
No real rocket science on display there from Coach Hernandez. He's just going back to the basics of how they need to approach the game, more philosophy than tactics really in that huddle. Asking his team just to maybe give it a little bit more focus, concentration. Monty Cazorla now brings it up over the half. How will Avenida change after that timeout? They trail by 4, 4.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Fazula, nice pass inside. Good defense by Murphy though, bats it away. And this isn't what Coach Hernandez wanted. He knew Girona, if they got a foothold in this game, if they got some early confidence, it's going to cause problems, and that's exactly what they've got. Valaro moves it round now. Into the low post. Fazula going to go to work in the low post. Double team looks to come down, but the shot clock's going to expire. And that is not what Coach Hernandez wanted coming out of that huddle. Asking for a little bit of IQ on the floor. Girona will make the change. Flores comes in. Hernandez being harassed by Cazorla. Off the boot of Cazorla. Remain a 16 on the shot clock though for her. It's always a battle if you're the point guard going up against Avenida. It's their style of guarding in the backcourt. It's always ball pressure. Foul's going to be called on Cazorla though. Jumped over the screen set by Tolo. Contact with Cornelius. Third foul of the quarter on Avenida as well, so Girona potentially could go to the free throw line. Pretty good free throw shooting team, averaging a little over 75% this season. Cornelius caught in the corner, well rescued though to get it away. Murphy into the low post, fade away. The jumper's no good for Tolo. Didn't really have any options though. Shot clock was about to expire. Čevendikić hands it off. Cazorla now using the screen. Čevendikić in the low post. She's got the mismatch she wanted. Nice pass off. Spin for Fazula. The spin alone was worth the points, but it doesn't go. Beautiful little pair play there between Fazula and Čevendikić. Girona will slow it down and they're quite happy to run half-court offense. Doesn't need to be run and gun for them. Foul's going to be called. There'll be another one on Cazorla. He's going to see her head to the bench with early foul trouble. Cornelius withstanding the barrage at the moment. As we see Araujo come back in. Chari heads to the bench, as does Tolo. Cornelius now. Hands it back to Flores. Good spacing here from Girona. Flores does well. The finish wasn't there though. Did all the hard work. A little pass fake. Created the separation, but the shot was too short. Avenida looking a little bit shaky. Haven't said that many times this season. Dominguez steps through. Foul's going to be called on Cornelius. Dominguez just returning the favour as Julia Razingarova looks to come into the game. She's going to enter the game for Fazula. Back on the floor here. Previously played for Girona, Razingarova. As did Onimwere, who has possession now. Dominguez, nice pick and roll. Razingarova has it batted away though. Girona's rolling defense, the help was in the right place at the right time. Buskane now hands it back. Buskane going up against Razingarova. Round one. To the Avenida player, Onimwere, too heavy. The pass was perfect. The finish was not. 2.5 minutes. The scoring production for both teams has grinded to a halt. Araujo now looking to go to work against Valaro. Backing away in. Oh, pure physical bully ball from Araujo. Points now for Maria Araujo. This plays with such heart and passion. Here's the pass, pick and roll, easy score, Razingarova. Avenida will look to do that to you every single time down the floor. They are happy running pick and roll. They have the talent, they have the depth as well. So many different rotations and pairings for that pick and roll. Girona's lead still at 4 though. Murphy in and out with that mid-range attempt. Dominguez looks to slow things down, calls for the horn offense. Zingarova will hand it off. Dominguez now looking for Zingarova in the low post. Looking to see if she can go to work. Oh, that's a poor pass, cross-court, Red with ease, and Girona steal it away. Ah, but a good, quick hands. Going the other way, that time Rodriguez reading the play to perfection. And the last 3 or 4 minutes really has been all about defense for both of these teams. Dominguez. Shot clock at 7. Pass inside, Onion Wayrey gets the score. Moves Avenida to within 2. Onion Wayrey now up to 7 points in her EuroLeague women debut for Avenida. Cornelius flat on that jumper. Zingarova coming in and playing with intensity. Sometimes you can level the claim against her that she doesn't come with that hustle. You cannot argue that one today. She has battled for everything on the floor. 2 rebounds, 2 points, and a little over 2 minutes of action for Julia Zingarova. Both teams making some changes. Onwede comes out of the game for Avenida. 7 points and a rebound, 3 from 5 from the field for her so far. Colby comes in. Oh, and the shot is good. That is a tough play. Para, one of the role players here. She's 22 years of age, still developing into the player she can be, and with plays like that, Coach Canute is going to give her more time on the floor. Just her 2nd season at Girona. Misses the free throw. Araujo battles for the rebound. The long one falls back to Para. Araujo now in a shape up. Shot clock down to under 1. Has to throw it. A little bit too much time building that offense. Final play of the first quarter. Dominguez now goes inside, gets crowded out, has to fade away. That is a tough shot. Rebound secured by Girona, and the Hail Mary from 3 quarters comes up short. First quarter falls in favor of Girona. The home team have looked good. Both ends of the floor have looked a lot more comfortable and confident. 10 minutes gone in this one. It's Girona 17, Avenida 13. Interesting first quarter here on game day 7 here in Group B, as Avenida look to try and go top of the group. Not easy for them to do, particularly going up against what is a pretty confident Girona roster. They'll have gained confidence in that first quarter. They looked good. One stage holding a 6-point lead. That's been trimmed down to 4 now. But they have ridden away a certain amount. Araujo leading them in scoring. She has 5 points in that first quarter, just behind her Gardner with 4. Maybe most impressively though, they have 4 steals in that first 10 minutes of basketball. Coach Iniguez will have wanted to get out to a good start. That would have been one of the things he'd have been looking for. Try and build some confidence and maybe dent the confidence of Girona. That hasn't happened. Girona have established themselves in this game now. If anything, it's Avenida that look a little bit shaky. The decision making isn't at the usual high level. Coach Canute will be very, very happy, although you see the frustration there. he will be happy with the first 10 minutes of basketball that his team have put out onto the floor so far. Second quarter action underway here in Girona. As Girona take on Avenida. First quarter is in favour of Girona. And the second quarter continues in the same vein, up by 6 now. Ruskine with the score. Foul's going to be called. I think that one may be off the ball. Not sure if it's on Gardner for just the hold. I think it might be. Let's have a look. Yeah, just getting caught up with Valaro. Just throwing arms a little bit. Needs to just be a little bit more still. You can be aggressive, just can't flower your arms around. Good defense once again from Girona, and they know that this is how they build wins. This is the way they're going to come away with wins this season. All about just locking the other team out, making them take low percentage opportunities, and when they do, they're going to be contested. Shot clock to 4. Zingarova now to Rodriguez. Shot clock's going to expire again, and that's just great defense from Girona. The only real opportunity there was for Zingarova to throw the 3-ball prayer up. You're going to see the changes. Vendikic will look to come back in. Para now. Uses the screen from Labuskine, loses the handle. That'll be a double dribble. The right call by the officials. She's frustrated because she'd done the hard work. She'd broken through. Yep. Oh, yeah. Did she push the ball down again, or did she just secure? Either way, Vendikic comes back into the game, and she is certainly one of the scoring threats for Avenida, averaging over 13 points, nearly 9 rebounds and 3.5 assists a game. Had a double-double against Mersin earlier in the regular season, 23 points, 11 rebounds, and Hernandez knows the talent that Serbian big can bring to the floor. Hasn't quite shown it here today so far. Yet to score, 0 from 4 from the field. They're going to look to get her warmed up now, though, I think. Dominguez. Vendikic being guarded by Gardner. Travelling violation going to be called on her, though. A little side step. Putting the ball on the floor. Let's have a look at the replay. Yes, absolutely. Good call by the officials. Looking at that pivot foot, just have a little step before the dribble. Araujo now hands it back to Para. Para looks to take the 3, but the defense closes out on her. Shot clock to 5. Araujo for 3, given the space. Comes up short. What a rebound, though. Labuskine going up against Zingarova. Wins that one. Flores didn't look to have confidence in her own shot. Then Dominguez just puts the jets on, goes coast to coast, but Flores' defense muscles her away from the basket. Labuskine now going up against Zingarova. Good first step. Oh, Zingarova just bullying her away from the post. Para. 3-ball is off target. And once again, defense has taken over this game, and for the basketball purists, it's a thing of joy when you see two teams execute defensively to such a high level. Gardner reading the passing lane, doesn't get the steal, but bats it away. Remember, Avenida averaging just shy of 80 points a game so far this season. They're certainly not on track for that today. On track for a sub-60 game as it stands. And, if that's the case, it certainly plays to the favour of Girona. Rodriguez. Short. Rebound. Araujo. Heart and hustle. And the pass is a little bit too hot to handle for Achari. That will be a turnover for Girona. They don't really need to rush their offense, Girona. They know how to create in the half court. They have the experience, they have the skill set. They're well coached, they're very disciplined. They can create in the half court. They just need to trust it a little bit more. Cazorla now. Only time they need to get out and run and gun is if they're being outscored heavily. They need to increase the tempo themselves. That's not the case right now. Cazorla tries to find Fazula. But the eye of the needle was closed in that case. I don't think anyone could have picked that pass out. Gardner, step back two. Oh, gets it off the bank. I'm not sure that was the plan, but the points are welcomed as Girona get a game-high 8-point lead now, and Gardner's up to 6 points personal. And almost another steal by Gardner. She is really on fire defensively. She's reading the passing lanes to perfection. Wide open. Gulby off target though, and Avenida's shooting is letting them down right now. They're 40% from downtown. Oh, and just the muscle on show from Tolo. Maybe not quite the finesse in the finish that she needed. Cazorla back to Gulby. Hands it off, and Gardner's just trying to harass the whole time. There's the pick and roll, but this time maybe a little bit too tricky from Leonor Rodriguez. Fazula just needs a nice simple pick and roll. Go to the old school. And she rolls. Draw the defense away. It's Rodriguez coming back. The same side of Fazula that makes the passing lane so sharp. Near impossible for Fazula to hold on to. Oh, thrown away. Rodriguez with the steal. Finish not there. Araujo grabs the rebound. You can clearly see both these teams know that defense is so vital in this first half. It really is a battle of who can be the stingiest, who can just restrict the scoring of the other team the most. Gardner, little quick hesitation and the step through. Gardner now up to 8 points, leading all scorers. Overtakes Onion Wele, who's on 7 for Avenida. They have not looked to go back to her. They're isolating her out on the wing. Drive through, and the score is good. Juvendikic, it's her first score of the game. Remember, averaging over 13 points a game. Cornelius gets the roll. Girona's lead is extended out to double digits. 25-15. This is not how the script was written for Avenida before the game. Fazula. Good quick ball movement. Juvendikic. Too heavy. Everything was there though for Avenida. Beautiful team offense. Their best team move of the game so far. Come away with points though. Araujo steps through, gets the shot away. Araujo stepping up to the plate. The 25-year-old having none of it right now. She's up to 7 points. Alongside 3 rebounds, 3 from 5 from the field. Timeout's being called. She steps through, and it's just that change of direction. Gives her the space to get still a tough shot away, but she gets the score. Let's jump straight into the Avenida hub.
Vete por abajo. Vale, go under. No nos pueden crear ya en el primero. Vale, vale, cíntale, vete por abajo. Vale, okay. Hey, when Werner is playing here, ball screen. She cannot get the rim. She cannot finish. We must be stronger there. Collapse, recover. Let's go, eh? Let's go to stop the ball, eh? Last shot, you play well. We can shoot it the good shot. Vale. Vamos en vueltas, twirl, vale? 4-5, twirl, coming, okay. Hand off. If we don't finish hand off, double draft, we will space. Stop out. What do you think?
See the frustration from Coach Hernandez. He knows his team have got so much more to give, but certainly not going to take any of the credit away from Girona. It's the way that they have played this game. They have dictated the style of this game. They've made it more physical. They've slowed it down to the pace they want to play it at. They've pushed Avenida into the areas of the court they want them to be in. And Avenida haven't come back and tried to change things. Onyenwere now drives inside, loses it though. Again, great defense, and it's a help down from the backcourt. Para. Polo hands it off to Cornelius. That looked like a travel. Is it going to be stolen? It is. Cazorla, 2-on-1 break. Kicks it to the corner. Free ball goes up. It's short. Not sure that's the right decision by Nogic. For me, when you're struggling to get points on the board, why are you flashing to the corner in a transition? Go to the basket. Just go strong to the basket. Worst case scenario, you're going to come away with the foul. You're going to head to the free throw line. Higher percentage of chance of getting some points than a corner pocket three. Thankfully for Coach Hernandez and Avenida, they'll get another go, or will they? No, it's stolen away. Good hands again from Girona. Oh, the step through. The footwork. Laura Cornelius, look at the team, the bench, loving that. Beautiful footwork. 14-point lead for Girona now. Nogic behind the back, drives into the paint, draws the foul. This time she'll head to the free throw line. It's a good move by Nogic. Playing a little over 13 minutes a game, hasn't quite found it on the offensive end of things, the Serbian. She's perfect from the free throw line though this season. In this competition, she's not been there too many times, but when she has, she's made it count. That's why I was surprised she didn't go back there on that transition. 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Para now. Comes back to the top. Patience once again from Girona. Cornelius comes up short. Nice rebound, Polo. The score. Cornelius showing a little bit of attitude in the floor there. I don't know if that was aimed at Cazorla. Love the battle though in that back court. Fazula hands it off. Vendikic drives inside, tough move. The defense just swarmed around her on that slash to the basket. Skip pass to Murphy. Three ball goes up. That one's heavy. Clips the iron and away. That'll be Avenida ball. What a phenomenal game this is for Coach Canute and for Girona. They've outscored Avenida 14-4 in this second quarter so far. Onyenwere misses from three. And the Avenida woes continue. Remember, these two teams met in the Spanish Domestic League just 2 weeks ago. Girona came away with a 4-point win. Looking at the table in the EuroLeague Women, you wouldn't have thought that Girona would be the stronger of the two teams, but they are at the moment. In and out with the three. Tolo, big rebound, but she throws it away. That will be a backcourt violation. But the appreciation shown by her teammates, Tolo going into the trenches, going for those offensive boards. Zingarova comes back to the floor for Avenida. Gardner comes back into the game for Girona. Also back in is the Warrior Arojo. Both teams have good rosters. Quite happy rotating pretty deep onto those benches as well. And from a fan's perspective, if you're a neutral, it's great. It means we get a full-paced, full 40. No one taking their foot off the gas because they're feeling fatigued. Zingarova, lovely pass on the cut from Cazorla, but it's stolen away by Gardner again, her third steal of the game. Polo now against Zingarova. Bully her out the way. Oh, good pass. Foul's going to be called on Zingarova. Almost takes the camera with her as Tolo goes out of the baseline. Physical play by Zingarova. Officials called a foul on that one. Unbelievably, we've only had 3 fouls in this quarter. It's not exactly been a light second quarter either. Both teams playing big defense. Another backcourt violation here for Girona. Just a miscommunication between Araujo and Cornelius. A 14-point lead for Girona, under a minute to go in the first half. Timeout has been called. Very well-known ballers courtside. Well, certainly have enjoyed what they've seen. Free ball wide open. Shot is taken, but it was from a long way away. That one comes up short. Foul will be called on Ivana Nogic. She just pushes Cornelius out of the court. It's a smart foul, really, though. They're not in foul trouble. And it stops the transition. Just under 45 seconds left in this first half. What a first half for the home team. Girona. Finds Polo in the low post, but Zingarova does a good job fronting her. Gardner now. Just a slip inside, but the defense rotates again. Araujo, there's the gap she wanted. Oh, too heavy on the layup, though. Once again, good defense this time from Avenida. Cazorla, Nogic, 3. Line and away. Cornelius now. One-on-one break. Hands it off to Murphy. Foul will be called, though, on Nogic. Again, neither team in the penalty. Be interesting to see if they send Murphy to the free throw line with this one or not. Looked like it was on the floor for me. No, they said it was in the act of shooting, so Murphy will head to the line for free throws. Flores back into the game for Girona, as Cornelius will get a slightly prolonged half-time break. Well earned as well, to be fair. Played a little under 15 minutes in the first half. Murphy 100% prior to today's game from the free throw line. As we see Marc Gasol courtside. It's the second. Extends Girona's lead even further. Dominguez now into the game. 11.7 seconds left. This could be a big, important play for Avenida. They just need to get some form of momentum. They've only scored 4 points here in the second quarter. They only scored 13 in the first. They need to jumpstart their offense. Foul will be called. That one's on the floor, though, so that's a smart foul from Flores. They're not in the penalty. She almost got the steal as well, to be fair. She was half a step away. That's why she's got a wry smile on her face. She wasn't far from getting the steal as we see the Buskane come back in. 4.9 seconds left on the first half. Avenida look to try and get anything, any bit of positivity to take into the locker room. Baseline drive, foul's going to be called. That will put Girona into the penalty now, so the next foul will see Avenida go to the free throw line. If you're Avenida, I think you'd potentially take that right now. Ball inbounded, Cazorla, and there's a little floater. That will close out the first half here in Girona. And there's no two ways about it. There is one team that has had an absolute dominant first half performance, and that's the home team. Here's a replay as Cazorla just changes direction to lose the defense and get the score on the buzzer. For the half time here, it's Girona 33, Avenida 19. What a first half. Certainly the form book has been ripped up and thrown out of the window. Avenida, remember, only lost one game so far this season. Going into the game, they sat second in the table, and that's only because Sopron and Schio have played a game more than they have. If Avenida win here today, they go top of Group B. Girona, on the other hand, entered the game with a 3-win, 3-loss record. And the first half does not look like it's that way round. Girona have dominated. They have controlled this game. They've made it the game that they need it to be. They've made it the game they want it to be. A lot slower, a lot more controlled than Avenida will want it to be. Credit has to go out, though, to Rebecca Gardner. 8 points in that first half, but alongside that, she has 2 steals. I would suggest she potentially has even more than that. Certainly plenty of deflections in that first half as well. But alongside her, Maria Araujo has 7 points, 3 rebounds as well. For Avenida, only one player with more than one basket in the game, and that is their new signing, Michaela Onyenwere, and she got those early on in the game. She's got 7 points at the half. 6 other players on the scorebook for Avenida, but all of them just with 2 points in that first half. Impressive performance from Girona. 28 of their 33 coming from points in the paint, and that will be something that Coach Hernandez will be working on in the second half. His team needs to defend that paint. He's going to have to try and force Girona to score the ball from some range. At the other end of the floor, I think tempo may be the key. Welcome back to Girona. This is game day 7 of the EuroLeague Women regular season, and what a game we've had so far here. This season is the season that keeps on giving, that is for sure. We're at the halfway stage, and there's a reason why that man there, Coach Hernandez, is looking a little bit more anxious than maybe normally he does. His team currently trail by 14. They came into the game certainly as favourites against Girona, but Girona, under the tutelage and guidance of Coach Canute, have purely dominated this game. There's no other way of putting it. They've controlled this game. Every single facet has been played the way Girona want it to be played, and that is why they have held Avenida to just 19 points in that first half, to just 6 points in the second quarter. Girona have had some big performances though, none more so than Rebecca Gardner. She has 8 points at the half. Alongside that, Maria Araujo leads the way with 7 points and 3 rebounds as well. What a first half from Girona. We said it in the build-up to this game, it has to be low scoring. It has to be a sub-70 point game for Girona to come away with the win, and that is what we are on track for. Avenida on track potentially for their lowest score of the season if things carry on the way it has so far. As we see the officials, a good first half for them. And they signal just one more minute until we have the tip-off of the second half, and that gives me a great opportunity to remind you to get your phones out right now, and if you haven't already, you need to download the official EuroLeague Women app, available on Android and iOS, completely free of charge, and it will keep you up to date with everything that you need to know about EuroLeague Women this season. Loads of news, views, features, videos, as well as statistics, including the real-time box score ticking along with today's game. Avenida's 5 come back to the floor, and plenty of firepower in that 5 from Coach Hernandez, but really yet to show it. They really have struggled in that first half. Only Onion Weire has put up more than 2 points in that first half. She has 7 at the half time. Cazorla has 2. Vendikic has 2, Dominguez has 2, Nogic has 2, Fazula has 2, Razingarova has 2. I think that kind of sums up why Avenida sit where they do right now in this game, that no players have really stepped up and taken on the challenge that Girona have laid down to them. I'm sure Coach Hernandez has been working on that non-stop in the half-time locker room. Second half action underway here. Group B of the regular season of EuroLeague Women at the halfway stage. It's Girona 33, Avenida 19, and they start the second half with a turnover. 2-on-1 break now. Cornelius goes a little bit weak, but gets the rebound, and Girona will go again. Cornelius now will have to come back out. Araujo, shot clock at 4, step back 3. Off left. Onion Weire gets her second rebound of the game. I'm surprised they've not looked to go through her more. Had a good start to the game, had 5 points within the first minute or so. Lovely backdoor cut and pass. Hand off to Razingarova, but the defense is just too physical. Polo with the rebound. Gardner now. Baseline closed for her. Cornelius at the top. Pulls up, elbow jumper is good. Girona extend their lead to 16. A game high 16 points. Dominguez now. Which of these Avenida superstars will it be that sparks the fight back? Good quick hands in the passing lane from Echari. And Coach Hernandez mastermind a comeback in this game. It's a big ask, a low-scoring game, and you trail by 16 into the second half. If this was on track for an 80-90 point game, 16 not such a big issue. When the other team have nearly doubled your score in the first half, a bit more of an issue. Zingarova now hands it back to Dominguez at the top. Catch and shoot. Jovendikic with the 3 ball. How important is that for Avenida? Girona have been able to really clamp down on any scoring inside. Can Avenida stretch them out? Can they make them have to chase shooters? If they can, that could open the game up for some quick points for Avenida. Gardner now, little fake on the 3 ball, uses the pick and roll, slides through, but Zingarova is there. A little miscommunication though between Zingarova. I think it was Cazorla. Baseline ball for Girona, they'll go again. 3.4 seconds though on the shot clock to work with. Ball inbounded to Tolo. She'll have to put the long 2 up. It's heavy. Arojo will fight for it, but Zingarova pulls it in for Avenida. And they build on that 3 from the previous possession. They need to. Dominguez puts the Jets on, but the door is closed and the double team comes across. Jovendikic in and out with the 3. That would have been huge. Bringing it back to just a 10-point ball game. Instead, it stays at 13. Gardner. Rebound now for Jovendikic. Just her 2nd score of the game with that 3. Bear in mind, she's averaging over 13 points a game. Zingarova can't get the score. Will draw the foul though. And she looks to just barrel away to the basket against Tolo. Tolo saying she's throwing elbows. Either way, Zingarova now at the free throw line, 67% prior to today's game. I'm sure a little bit more of added venom from the crowd as she used to play for Girona. Before making the move across to Avenida. It's the first but misses the second. Neither team have really gone to the free throw line very much in today's game. Oh, Gardner with the handle. What a crossover. Splits the defense. Makes it look easy. And Nwede to Dominguez. Jovendikic being harassed by Chari. Chari does a great job. Gardner with the rebound. The first board of the game, but she's up to double digits with that previous score. And she's going to draw the foul from Cazorla. And every time Avenida just show glimmers of fighting their way back into this game, Girona stay with it. And this is what I said in the pre-game. On their night, Girona can take a win from any team in Europe. The issue that previous coaches before him, to be fair, at Girona is just consistency. Getting stable, consistent performances week in, week out. On their day, absolutely world class. Achari. Rebound pulled down Arojo. 6th board of the game for her. Gardner now at the top. Doesn't use a screen, ducks inside and gets another score. And it's almost like she goes to another dimension as she splits through the defense. It's tough to defend against someone that's that agile, that's that strong on their lateral movement. Zingarova now, they're going to hand it off, but Girona's defense just relentless. Zingarova drop steps inside, knocks Tolo to the floor. And that is a physical battle that is starting to boil over. Official saying she's flopping. There's the warning. Tolo saying I'm not flopping. That's the warning. If she flops again, it will be a technical foul. I think the officials are just saying we're going to watch this battle a little bit more closely. Yeah, I'm not sure I would have called that a flop myself. I do get to watch a slow-mo replay about 5 times, so that does help. Foul's going to be called on the floor as Cornelius is knocked to the hardwood. Just a little bit of spice being added to this game. Physicality hasn't been lacking the entire game. Both teams have certainly gone toe-to-toe. starting to boil up a little bit as Avenida's frustrations with the way the game is going may boil over as we see Murphy come back in for Girona. Out of the game comes at Chari. Offensive foul on Cornelius as she knocks Dominguez to the floor. I think Cornelius is saying it's the right call. And Dominguez just took the stand. It's a really smart play from the veteran guard. Saw the lane that Cornelius wanted to run to get open and just literally stood in the way. Nothing too complicated about it, rather than moving, just reading the game. And Nwere, traveling violation called on her. And look how pumped Araujo is. Every call, she's celebrating. Here's the replay. And there's the pickup of the pivot foot. Right in front of the official as well. 14-point lead for Girona, almost halfway through this third quarter now. Gardner. Three goes up. The three is good. Rebecca Gardner stepping up big time today. 15 points from her now, 7 from 10 from the field. That's a season high for her. The previous best was 14 against Sopron. Oh, the three from the corner is good. Nogic cancels things out and quietens the crowd a little bit with that one. Takes her tally to 5 points. Previous 2 were from the free throw line. Gardner now. And the flop is going to be called on Nogic. Yeah, that's a flop for me on that one. That's the right call from the officials. He's saying it's Coach Hernandez, I think, is saying it's the first time we've flopped. Why are we getting a technical? That's the argument he's making. They didn't get a warning. Any which way it goes. Technical foul against Nogic, and Murphy steps up and hits the technical free throw. Avenida 3 fouls now. Tolo comes back out to Araujo. Almost thrown away. Cornelius picks it up. Oh, and the three is good. Everything falling for Girona right now. And they are having another impressive quarter, outscoring Avenida 13-9 in this quarter so far. On track for potentially their best offensive performance of the year. They do love playing on this floor. They love playing in front of their home fans. They're 1 and 2 away from this court. And they're 2 wins and 1 loss on this floor. And they're potentially on their way to their 3rd win. And this would be, without a shadow of a doubt, their biggest win of the season against Avenida, who are flying high right now. Zingarova against Labuskine. She's going to back away down. Comes back out though. Dominguez catch and shoot. 3 is good. Wonderful patience from Zingarova. Just waited for the double team to come down on top of her. Waited long enough to create the space for Dominguez to be able to get the shot away uncontested. Foul's going to be called on Zingarova, going through the back of Labuskine. See the frustration from Coach Hernandez. Fazula comes in. Zingarova heads to the bench. A 15-point lead for Girona. Murphy now pulls up, long 2. He's about to say, I'm not sure that's the wisest shot selection, but Shea Murphy drains it anyway. It's a good shot, it's a made shot. Azula now. Hands it off to Vendikic. Good quick ball movement here from Avenida. Moving themselves and the ball well. And Nwere comes up short. A tough 2nd and 3rd quarter so far on Nwere. 7 points, but they were all very early in the game. Back out now to Flores. Flores ducks inside for Zula. Good help defense. Shot clock to 3. Araujo trying to cross things up. Gets the shot away, but rebound ripped down by Onyenwere. Her third board of the game. Vendikic spins baseline, and the help defense wasn't there. Cornelius pushing it to the baseline, hoping that a big was going to swing across, but the delay was enough for Vendikic to get the shot away and get the score. Avenida back to within 15 now. Timeout has been called here in the arena. We're going to head straight into the huddles, hear what the coaching staff have to say.
¿Quién te defiende? You will be defended by Yo-Yo, okay? Or you?
No, Hernandez. 11.
Who is defended by Yo-Yo? Okay? Who is defended by Yo-Yo? Logic? We play a fist down situation, okay? Fist down, or Faustino Raya, okay? We play G. Here, okay? High screen, okay? Faustino Raya, bam, and repeat to the right, no? Vamos aquí.
No era para atacar directo, pero no sé, da igual, da igual.
No need to panic for Coach Canute. His team still doing a job, outscoring Avenida by just a single point now, though, in this third quarter. And that's the worry that he will have had and why he called the timeout, that Avenida's starting to find a little bit of rhythm on the offensive end. He needs to grind this game down. He needs it to slow down. He needs to make Avenida work for every single point that they get. And that's what that timeout was about. Just bringing it back down to the way Girona played the second quarter. Flores now uses the screen well. Back out, shot clock down to 10. Murphy almost caught up in the corner. Labuscane gets the score. Azorla now being guarded by Flores. Plenty of talent on this Avenida team, plenty of experience as well for them to fight their way back in. Don't expect them to give up this game until the final buzzer. But a foul has been called, as I think Fazula was pulled away from the basket. Girona not in the penalty though, so it'll be a baseline ball for Avenida. Under 2 minutes to play in this third quarter. Girona will be happy keeping Avenida at arm's length. Yeah, there's the little shirt tug. Good spot by the official. From the top as well. That's a long way and not exactly an easy angle to spot that foul, but it's the right call. Strong drive to the basket. Not sure the dump off from Vendikic was the right decision. Should have gone strong. She'd done the hard work to get the first step. Either way, though, both teams in the penalty now for the final 1 minute 48 of the third quarter. Rodriguez catch and shoot, no good. Rebound by Parra. And every single play now being cheered by this Girona crowd. Every single phase of play that goes their way is appreciated. You know they're in for a battle all the way to the buzzer. Flores now to Murphy. Oh, smart play by Murphy. Doesn't get the finish though. Araujo will come away, scrap to the floor. Oh, great play by Labuscane, and out for the three ball. Parra nails the three. That is a big shot from the 22-year-old. Takes her to 5 points. More importantly, Girona out to a 20-point lead now. That's a game high for them. Azorla. Stolen away, good read. Araujo with the easy two. Out on her own, under a minute to play, and Girona go from strength to strength in this game. Increasing their lead by 8 in this quarter. Avenida have scored just 20 points. in the last 19 minutes of basketball, as Araujo will not get an easier score this season than that one. Let's hear the huddle.
Vale, está anticipando. Porque no atacamos, no estamos atacando para que colapsen y jugar ahí. Atacar las cosas. Atacar las cosas.
Vamos, hostia, va.
Vamos Fisai con Leo. Vale, Fisai con Leo. Primero al lado de Faz. ¿Vale? No, vamos con Alex. Vamos con Alex. ¿Vale? No, el lado van a jugar con 5, ¿no? Pues vamos lado de 5 y Alex está aquí, ¿vale? Alex está aquí, ¿vale? ¿Ok? Sí pasamos. Vamos y jugamos esto con un pop-up.
Plenty of highlights from this game for Girona. They really have played wonderful team basketball. And this is the thing for Girona. If you're facing off against them, you just don't know which version of them is going to turn up. And if the best version turns up, they are a handful. They are tough to play against. They are smart. They know how to control the game. And they will put you to the rack like they have Avenida tonight. Corner three is good. That's a big shot from Valaro. She pumped, she's on the floor, ready to try and fight her team back into this one. Final 30 seconds of the third quarter though. Murphy back to the top. 6-second differential between the shot clock and the third quarter clock. Murphy fading slightly to the left. Didn't quite set her feet well. Avenida will look to take the final shot of the quarter. Cazorla has 3 seconds now. Not going to work. They're going to have to get one away. They don't. And again, poor decision making from Avenida. Just a lack of heads up on the floor. And Coach Hernandez is not happy with the lack of smarts his team is showing right now. Trail by 19 with 1 quarter to play. It is a huge ask here for Avenida. End of the third quarter, Girona 55, Avenida 36. Well, with 10 minutes left on the game clock, I'm not sure many people would have predicted that Girona would be holding a 19-point lead, and even more so, I'm not sure people would have predicted that they'd have held Avenida to just 36.
And now the three. Up on a bucket, triple Caleb McBride. 2 as your name, but that's a 3-point play. What a game.
A huge 10 minutes of basketball needed from Coach Hernandez's team. Suffering from a few missing players here today, but don't take anything away from Girona. They have come in with a game plan, and they have executed that game plan pretty much from the opening tip all the way through. Avenida held a lead for the first 2 or 3 minutes of this game, and then Girona have just gradually accelerated away from Avenida. It's all about the defense from Girona. It really is. Holding a team of the quality of Avenida to just 36 points in 30 minutes of basketball is such an impressive feat. Just a reminder, they're averaging nearly 78 points a game, Avenida. They're on track, as it stands, to be under 50 in this game. Fourth quarter underway. Gardner now for Girona. Good defense from Avenida though. Door closed on her by Valaro. Rodriguez, corner three. No good. High rebound won by Labuscane. Didn't look like she was favourite for that one. Oh, what a pass! Gardner is fouled hard. She's in the face of Valaro. And it's all getting a little bit tasty. It's a hard foul from Valaro. That Gardner has reacted to. Coach Hernandez just stands motionless right now. Valaro has come onto the floor with plenty of hustle and hype. Look at this pass from Flores. Millimetre perfection. Yeah, the foul from Valaro is a little bit flailing. She has 2 snatches at her. Gardner wants to throw down. She's not happy. Officials having a conversation right now. They need to make some decisions about how they feel that play went out. For me, it's just a regular foul on Valaro and a little bit of a conversation with Gardner to say you need to calm things down a little bit. Can't react that way so demonstratively, otherwise you will get a technical foul and potentially more. Let's see how this one plays out. They're going to review it. I presume they're going to review it to see if the foul was an unsportsmanlike foul from Valaro. I'm not going to argue. I'm quite happy to see that pass time and time again from Flores because it was a thing of beauty. Way inside her own half. Absolute perfect trajectory as Valaro drags Gardner to the floor. She's not happy. This might be a better angle for the replay. Has a snatch at the first one. It does hit her quite hard. I think it could be upgraded to an unsportsmanlike foul for Valaro. Yeah, I think it probably will be looking at that. And you have to give a fair bit of credit there. I think it's Dominguez who comes in and calms Gardner down. There's a foul on that play. And here comes the next one. Yeah, it's absolutely an unsportsmanlike from my opinion. But the officials will make the decision. This is always the fun of the game. Gardner very quick to step 2 though. She needs to be careful. Thankfully she didn't raise any arms or anything. This is the play as Dominguez comes in, even gets a bit of a shove. In fact, it's Cazorla, coming in and helping out. Yeah, Mikey Cazorla coming in and being the peacekeeper. You have to give her plenty of credit there. Unsportsmanlike foul called on Valaro. Let's see what the call is. And a technical foul called on Gardner. So 2 free throws, I think, will be awarded to Girona. And they'll take possession. Or will they? Will the technical foul turn the possession over? Potentially it will. Right, so the first shot is going to be for Avenida. They'll get the technical free throw first, so they'll get 1. Then Gardner will go to the other end. We'll have 2 free throws for the unsportsmanlike foul. And I'm not sure who will take possession after that. I think it might flip back to Avenida as the technical foul overturns what would have been possession for Girona. So Rodriguez scores the technical free throw for Avenida. Gardner now will go to the line for 2 unsportsmanlike foul free throws. And then maybe Girona will get possession as well. Wow, what a start to the 4th quarter. Plenty of drama here in Girona. And the rivalry has been growing across the years. There's a reason it's called El Clasico here in Spanish women's basketball. These two truly do enjoy playing each other in an almost sadistic way. They like taking wins off one another, and it will be 2 from 2 from the free throw line for Gardner, taking her to 18 points, and maybe more importantly for Girona, they'll get possession as well. And we're back into the flow of things. 20-point lead now for Girona, a little under 9.5 minutes left on the game clock. Long 2. Oh, that's a nice looking shot. Girona don't seem to have knocked off their stride from that breakage in play, that stoppage. Sometimes you can lose your momentum. Girona seems to be straight back into it. Cazorla is fouled by Flores. Baseline ball for Avenida. Let's have a look at the call. And again, Flores did that in the first half. She gets a hand on the ball, but she's just a half step too late. We see Araujo back into the action. Parra goes to the bench. Fazula now against Gardner. Goes strong, but comes up short. Flores being lent on by Fazula. Well, the foul from Fazula. It's the right foul. You need to stop the transition. Isn't anything excessive. It's just a blocking foul. Flores throwing herself to the floor. She needs to be careful. Plenty of changes for both teams. Onyenwere comes in for Avenida. Out of the game comes Nogic. Rodriguez also goes out as Dominguez comes back in. Gardner now being guarded by Valaro. Into the middle. Nice spin move from Chari. Avenida really do need to be working on carving their way back into this game. They trail by 22, just 8.5 minutes to play. Low scoring game, so that is a huge ask. Dominguez off right, rebound for Gardner. Stolen away though. Dominguez regains possession. Inside to Fazula. Corner three is good. Valaro, the villain of the piece just moments ago, continues to take on the villain role here in Girona as she hits another corner three. Baseline ball for Girona. You feel that this game is just bubbling a little bit. Has the potential to bubble over. The physicality has been there from the start of the game. Chari moves it to Araujo. Girona with patience. Shot clock to 4 though. Flores, 3, too heavy. Rebound, knocked away. Valaro brings it up over the half. Onyenwere. It's blocked, gets her own rebound though. Knocks it out of bounds. It will be Girona possession. That first step, Araujo does a great job in getting back into the play, and then it's just a matter of numbers for Girona as they just flood down into the defense, blocking Onyenwere out of the game really. And this will send, I wouldn't say shockwaves, but certainly some ripples around EuroLeague women this season if this result stands, particularly the gap between these teams. Abuskine can't get the score. Fazula with the rebound. I think expected Girona to come away with a win here today. Nice read by Cazorla. You saw that one was an air ball. Steps in, grabs the rebound. Smart timeout called here by Coach Canut. His team still lead by 17. You just feel that Avenida are starting to turn the tide in the game a little. Wants to talk things over. Let's head into that Girona timeout, hear what he has to say.
Be smart about perfect defense, okay? No vendetta, okay?
Yeah.
No vendetta. They can win with vendetta, okay? Work good, okay? Work the rebound, hey, and decide good. The outlet passes, decide good if fast break or not. Be careful, box out and dribble, okay? Be careful with stupid turnovers. Play with calm, okay? Thank you. Let's play now. Laia, a situation of no, a dos for Laura.
Smart timeout from Coach Canut. No vendetta. That's the way that Avenida will win this game if the Girona come back out and make it personal. Get into the physical spillover. They want to make sure that they just stay concentrating on how to win the game. It's all about defense. Don't try and fight your way in this game, because that is the only way that he sees Avenida fighting their way back into this game. And you'd certainly say that is one of the most likely ways that they could get back into the game. Pass inside, and the easy score, is it for Araujo? It is. And the defense for Avenida just crumbles. And trying to put additional pressure on the ball at the cost of anyone staying at home to defend the paint. Dominguez to Fazula. Fazula didn't make the cut though. Wasn't a strong cut to the basket. Kind of half cut and flashed back. I'm not sure whether she thought she needed to set a back screen for Onion Wainwright. It's going to be a Girona ball. Flores throws it away though. Both teams, a little bit of fatigue will start to set in now. The nerves will start to show as well for Girona. Very, very close to what would be a big win. A chance for them to move into the top 4 in Group B. Christmas period for the holiday break. And Wade now to the wing inside for Zulu, who's buried herself deep down in the paint. And gets the score. That is great work from the Greek international. Just worked so hard to establish herself so deep in the paint, locked herself in. That's the style of play she needs to be working on. Tolo pushed out of bounds by Fazula. So Tolo will head to the bench for head to the line for 2 free throws. Just an easy execution of the pick and roll. Oh, and Tolo, yeah, just jarring a hip a little. It's the first of her 2 to go. Tolo had some big standout games, including 21 points against DBTK in game day 5. Up to 6 points alongside 4 rebounds today, but maybe the stat that tells you the impact that she has is she has a plus-minus of 19. And she's on the floor. Things have gone the right way for Girona. And in Wainwright comes off short, and she has struggled. No points in the second, third or fourth quarter for her after what was a very bright start to the game. Dolo hands it off to Cornelius. Skip inside. Chari gets her own rebound. Will go again. Arojo now. Tries to step through. Triple team comes to her. Oh my goodness! How did she get that pass away? The triple team was all over her. And she manages to get the pass to a wide open teammate. Phenomenal. Good work on the pick and roll again from Avenida. This time Dominguez. "19 points, still the lead though for Girona as they slowly work their way towards a big win here in game day 7. Remember, at the end of today's game, we will be halfway through the regular season. We will be on the downward side of the hill towards the postseason playoffs. Avenida have positioned themselves well in the first half of this season. 5-1 after 6 game days. And that's what they entered here, just 1 loss to their name. It's looking like potentially they're picking up their 2nd loss of the regular season here today. That said, they will still be joint top of Group B. 3 teams will sit on that 5-2 record if Avenida lose here today. Schio, Sopron and Avenida will both be on 5-2. Girona will be on a 4-3 record, as Group B is just too close to call right now. You have a feeling this one is going to go all the way to the wire, with potentially 6, maybe 7 teams still in it on the final day of the regular season, trying to get a spot in the postseason. You have got to love this season's EuroLeague women's competition. It has been so competitive. Onion Wade into the corner now. Zingarova long 2. Gardner steps up, pulls down her 4th board of the game alongside her 17 points. Cornelius tries to hand it off to Tolo. Should have been better just going straight to the hoop herself. Dominguez now trying to find a lane to the basket. Cazorla feeds to the Zingarova, but the pass is way too heavy. And it's getting to the stage where Coach Iniguez will know that it's a step too far. Going to make some changes though as Nogic comes into the game. We're going to call a timeout right now. Coach Hernandez needs to talk things over, needs to make some changes. He has 4 minutes now to fight his way back into this game. His team trail by 21. Does he have any magic up his sleeve? Let's jump into his huddle.
Está Alex ahora, Alex 3, mi 4, ¿vale?
Hey, 4 minutes! Full intensity!
We cannot make fouls and give them free throw, ¿vale? We have to be smart. First and four, if we go the trap, okay? But from the first moment, no doubts. And after that, we have to recover. I will always want safety player. Safety player, ¿vale? Okay?
Come on!
Delante. Cuatro lados para pick and roll de él. 4 y 4 lados, ¿vale?
Let's go.
4 and 4 side, ¿vale?
Let's go.
It really is now the do-or-die stage of the game for Coach Hernandez and Avenida. They have to throw absolutely everything at this now. 4 minutes down by 21 in a low-scoring game. This is that definition of a mountain to climb. Gardner brings it up over the half. Hands it away to Hernandez. Flores now slowing things down, and that's for Girona. Time management, shot clock down to 2. Gardner needs to get something away. She's not going to. But for Girona, I don't think they're bothered. It's another 24 seconds off the clock, and it's 24 seconds closer to victory. I wouldn't be surprised if Girona just look to run pretty much the clock out in every possession they have now. They've done the hard work. They've put in the shift earlier on to give themselves that opportunity, that avenue to exploit now. That time management is going to be a big part of it. Tolo steals it away in transition to Gardner, and the 2. Smile on Gardner's face, and rare that you'll see Tolo leading the break, but she did there. Give the assist, and Gardner now to 19 points, a season high for her. Vendikic going to wave her teammates away, wants a little bit of isolation. She's not done much with it though, to be fair. Nogic gets the score. Surprised we haven't seen more of Ivana Nogic in this game. 7 points now. Only been on the floor under 10 minutes. She certainly earned maybe a higher spot in the rotation for next week's game. Stolen away, a little bit telegraphed that one from Cornelius. Oh, what a pass. That is a thing of beauty and deserves to be finished. He's demanding to be finished by Nogic. You see the frustration from Dominguez. Pulls out a season highlight pass and doesn't get the assist. Araujo fakes the 3, drives inside. Over the head pass to Flores. Running hook shot, no good, but Araujo follows up and gets the score. Maria Araujo just putting it all out there now. 13 points, 9 rebounds for her. Almost 32 minutes of action though. She has certainly contributed to the win here today. If they can secure it, which it looks like they will right now. Cornelius will bring it back out. They'll run some clock off. As Girona will look to seal a huge win. Araujo with another score. Unstoppable as Avenida are put to the sword. And Coach Hernandez knows there's not enough time left and that Girona are just unbeatable here today. They have executed their game plan to within a millimetre of perfection. Coach Canute has won the coaching battle here today. These two clearly, though, will meet again later on this season. Avenida calling their last time out. Let's head into the huddle, hear what the coaches have to say.
Until the end, okay? Good defense now, okay? Iraqi will play, and you will play. Good flash, okay? And I go under here. One step flash, go under the corner. They don't score easy. In offense, we have two drivers, okay? The player who doesn't drive, okay, play situation of Diamond. Right? Diamond, okay? Doesn't matter the side.
Hey.
Good pick and roll, Girati. Good pick and roll, G, okay?
In defense, be aggressive. We have one foul. We have one foul. La defense.
And it's a party atmosphere in Girona, rightfully so. As Coach Hernandez will pick up his second loss on this floor within just 2 weeks. They lost by 4 in the Spanish League just 2 weeks ago. They're going to lose by an awful lot more than 4 here today. And Avenida potentially going to come away with their lowest tally of the season. Huge amount of credit has to go to Girona. My goodness me, this is by far and away their best performance this season, if not their best performance for a long time. They've put one of the absolute heavyweights in this year's EuroLeague women under pressure for the full 40 minutes. Avenida haven't withstood that pressure. They have cracked, that's for sure. Flores now brings it up over the half. The final minute here in Girona before the party can start. Flores uses the screen, tucks inside, but they don't even need to look for the score right now. Foul will be called on Fazula. A little bit of a frustration foul from her. Avenida in the penalty, so that will send Girona to the free throw line. Also send Fazula to the bench, as Razingarova will come in her place. So much frustration for so many of the Avenida players today. El Clasico falls the way of Girona again today. That one in and out after hitting the first. It will be Avenida ball on the baseline. Plenty for Coach Hernandez to go away and look at. His team have been shown some weaknesses. He needs to work out how to remove those weaknesses from their game, because other teams will be watching this. Will have seen a chance to beat Avenida, a way to play against what have been a very impressive team. Nogic 3, air ball though. Labuskine just battles to the end. 15 seconds left on the game clock. Rodriguez is going to play defense to the end. And the potential head-to-head to play for, so every basket counts in these first meetings. Labuskine just going to have it in her hands as the game clock expires. She scores, but it won't count. But I'm not sure there's anyone in the arena that cares right now, as Girona have come away with their biggest win of the season. 26 points demolition of top of the table Avenida. No one would have predicted this. And it will send some shockwaves around EuroLeague women. Final score here is Girona 74, Avenida 48. The party can certainly start here in Girona now. Remember, they were without some of their superstars as well. Dramer there, injured today. But what a game we have seen. What a performance from Girona. They dominated this game. And it's not just about the scoreline. They dictated how El Clasico was to be played here today. And that's why they come away with a huge win against Avenida, who were top of the table going into today's game. They'll now be tied top of the table with 2 other teams at the end of game day 7. Halfway through the regular season, top 3 teams in Group B will be Sopron, Skio and Avenida. Then it will be Girona with a 4-3 record in 4th, potentially 5th spot, depending on the game for Mersin that takes place tomorrow against Mechelen. But the Girona fans have enjoyed that one, that's for sure. They are staying in the stands. They are going nowhere. They will relish their second win in 2 weeks over Avenida. What a game. A wonderful 40 minutes of basketball from the home team. Big performances from them. Rebecca Gardner will grab the headlines. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. One other player in double digits, Maria Arrojo, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks for her. As for Avenida, not one player in double digits. Jevendikic, 7 points, Nogic, 7 points, Dominguez, 7 points, Onyenwere, 7 points. And that was the biggest issue they faced in today's game. They just could not find a way to score. Girona slowed the game down. They brought it to a much lower pace than Avenida wanted to play, and that is why Girona come away with the win. 0 fast break points for Avenida in that game. 46 points in the paint for Girona, and that is exactly why they come away with the win. Here are some of the highlights from today's game. A wonderful performance from the home team. Really does even more so open up Group B as we enter the second half of the regular season. But the final score here in Girona is 74 Girona, 48 to Avenida. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the game as much as I have. And make sure you are back in the new year for even more EuroLeague women action.
Temps mort a Spar Girona. Girona. I ara l'afició és moment gràcies afició, gràcies equip, gràcies frontejar.
Children. Spanish, English?
No, English.
Still English? Quan em digueu. Sí? Amazing game against an opponent that it's always strong. How could you beat with a huge difference Perfumerias Avenida?
I think we are now in a good playing basketball shape because we play so many games and we feel each other. and we played our game. We could defend good and run. So this is our game, and this is how are we the best.
Sopron, Schio, and Avenida were defeated in this arena by Spar Girona, who are having difficulties because maybe you need some other players to help, but you are winning the one who's on the top.
Yeah, we always need some players, and Sykes is coming next game, so we are so excited. You know, every game is different, so I'm just happy today we did our best, and we played our game, and we will see in the future, you know.
Right. By the way, what are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
It's a protein for recovery.
Because the calendar is so strong.
11 games in December, it's tough, you know. So we need more players to rotate more, rest more, and be a better team. Thank you.
Bye. María, ¿cómo estás, Bueno, a ver, cuéntame. Em poso a l'altre costat. Que es vegi públic. Clar, és molt difícil guanyar de 26 el líder del grup A de l'Eurolliga abans d'aquesta jornada.
Sí, lo es, y lo es Messi, es Salamanca, ¿no? Que yo creo que al final un clásico siempre tiene cosas especiales y la verdad que el equipo ha estado muy bien. Atrás hemos estado increíbles, ¿no? Creo que esos 48 puntos es lo que marca el partido, así que muy contentas.
Aquí a Fontejau han perdut Schio, ha perdut Sopron, ha perdut Avenida. És veritat que també heu perdut amb equips que estan a baix, però no us arronceu davant dels millors equips d'Europa.
No, yo creo que este año tanto Liga como Euroliga están, que todo puede pasar, está muy abierto, ¿no? Al final la gracia de esto es que vienes aquí y compites contra los grandes y también, pues ahora, ¿no? La clasificación, los que están más abajo también te pueden ganar, así que hay que estar preparado para cada partido y ir sacando las victorias si se puedan.
Divendres torna a haver-hi partit, Aquí no hi ha treva,
No, sí, no sé qué pasa con diciembre, que vaya mes, no paramos, pero sí, ahora nos movemos seguimos jugando en casa, pero jugamos en Palau y tendremos que entrenar mañana porque aún no hemos tocado pista allí, así que esto es un no parar.
Gràcies, Maria.
A tu, merci.
Vale. Ja estarà, No, espera, el míster. Una pregunta al míster. Bernat! Fem míster per si de cas i... Bones festes, tot i que encara falten partits. Quines festes, diu. Sí? Clar, l'equip ara arriba a Sykes i jo no sé si és que al saber que té el transfer i no pot jugar, tot i que no pot jugar, ja pot jugar divendres, si això l'equip doncs li ha donat una empenta avui extra, perquè hem vist mans a tot arreu, hem vist córrer, hem vist defensa, hem vist rebot.
Sens dubte, ahir la nit vam saber la notícia i els somriures avui de tothom era totalment oposat al dia que ens van dir que no podia jugar i que va suposar una patacada moral per l'equip. Però l'equip ha estat molt bé, mentalment, totes. A més, abans del partit s'ha confirmat que la Vinta, per precaució, no podria jugar per molèsties al SOAS, però l'equip, lluny de veure complicat el partit, doncs s'hi ha ficat, s'ha remengat i avui estic molt satisfet.
Aquí han caigut Sopron, han caigut Schio i Avenida. És veritat que també s'han perdut partits amb equips que estan per sota, però això suposo que ajuda molt, no?
Sí, guanyar a casa i fer-ho contra Salamanca sempre ajuda, però ho deia abans, no és més difícil guanyar a Salamanca que fer-ho contra DBTK o contra a Bèlgica, que van perdre contra Cangaroos. L'Eurolliga és molt complicada i tu passes durant la setmana i durant el mes per diferents moments emocionals, físics, i hi haurà ensopegades de tots els equips. La qüestió és com ens refem i si tenim ganes de fer-ho millor el següent després de perdre.
Gràcies, Bernat.
Gràcies a vosaltres.
Divendres. Ja estarà, ara sí.